Tuivasa's laid-back physique, willingness to drink a beer out of his shoe, and devastating knockout ability have made him a beloved member of the UFC's top 5 in the heavyweight division. Sadly, Bam Bam's upcoming bout at the next fight night is going to be the last time we see him in action for a while. Let's take a look at why Tai's next fight and his absence from the sport affect the division. First off, why Tuivasa needs a break. Bam Bam's sudden rise in popularity certainly comes at a personal cost. The heavyweight has been very active in the cage and will be fighting for the 3rd time this year when he faces off against terrifying Russian contender Sergei Pavlovich. This takes a toll on your body, especially if you get hit by Gane for 4 rounds. And Tai said he needs to look after his health for a while. Don't worry, it's nothing too serious considering Tuivasa's been cleared to fight by the doctors. Bam Bam didn't give us much detail, except telling us there are a few minor annoyances with his health that had been the cause of annoyance and, perhaps, lower performance in the Octagon. Having those taken care of is not only necessary for the fighter's health in the long term, but to also unleash his body's full potential. However, it can be easy to forget that fighters are normal people too sometimes, who have lives and families outside of the cage. Tuivasa is a husband and a father who's had very little time with his family because of his hectic schedule the past couple of years. Each time you fight, you go into months-long training camps in different cities, and you're constantly traveling for events all over the world. Tai said he wants to be with family on Christmas and not be worried about training and dieting. Now for Bam Bam's upcoming Russian challenge. Tuivasa was on a pretty impressive winning streak when he took on kickboxing phenom Ciryl Gane 3 months ago, but was on the receiving end of a pretty sound beating and TKO. It caused many to be surprised at Tai taking a fight so soon, and then worried when they saw who the opponent was. Pavlovich has quickly established himself as the fastest rising contender in an already stacked heavyweight division. Sergei is riding the high of a 4-fight win streak that's studded with 4 first-round knockouts, the highlight of an impressive 16-1 record. Nobody but Ngannou has gone on such a streak of first-round knockouts when he was making the case for his 2nd title shot. It's unlikely any sort of victory would make Sergei the #1 contender, considering the looming arrival of Jon Jones and former champion Stipe Miocic. But there's no shortage of big fights for Pavlovich in the top 5. Considering Tuivasa is ranked immediately above him at number 4, the former Fight Night Global Heavyweight Champion knows a convincing win on the 4th of December will at least announce his entry into the top 3. But Tai isn't a walkover victory for anyone, so let's take a look at where Bam Bam will land with a victory. Next up, what a win in the next fight would mean for Tuivasa. Tuivasa was making big waves at heavyweight after taking out big names like Augusto Sakai and Greg Hardy in brutal fashion, but he really established himself as a serious contender when he knocked out the knockout king Derek Lewis in a way nobody has been able to before. Bam Bam was on his way to a title shot when he ran into former interim champion Ciryl Gane, who proved to be too polished of a striker for Tai's bang-it-out style. That loss really revealed all the holes Tai had in his game, and as much as we love him, he won't make it past the modern, well-rounded technical heavyweight until he works on his health, his fitness, and his technique. What he can do is turn out a win, a nice bonus for Christmas, and make sure people don't forget him while he's away. This is in many ways an ideological battle for Tai. He was the up-and-coming contender riding a knockout streak on the way to the belt, but now Sergei is the hunter looking to add Tuivasa to his knockout list. It's essential for Tai to not take a break when he's on a 2-fight losing skid, because otherwise he'll have to prove himself all over again. Let's look at how Tai feels going into the cage with Sergei. One of the reasons fans adore Bam Bam is how honest he is on the mic and how casually competitive he is in the most violent division. Still, a devastating loss like that to a top contender can really shake your confidence. Tuivasa was honest about there being things he needs to work on, but he knows that's how ruthless it is in the top 5 of any weight class. He had a quick rise, met his match, and learned from it. He can show those improvements against Sergei, but in classic Tuivasa candidness, he told reporters he's a prize fighter, and it's his job. He wants to get paid before the holidays, maybe get a bonus, and he doesn't care who he's fighting. That's probably why he took the fight too. Fighters have been avoiding Sergei. Even Tuivasa recognized that the Russian is a scary guy and looks pretty dangerous. For Tai, that's a good thing. He wants to put on a show for the fans, and he matches up well stylistically with the Russian who loves to stand and bang. In his eyes, as long as the two put on a competitive fight and entertain the crowd, even losing would be a net positive in the stick of Bam Bam Tuivasa. Moving on, Kenny Florian disagrees with the oddmakers, picks Tai to win. Kenny is one of the most respected commentators and thinkers of the game because of his own background in martial arts. The former featherweight fighter reached the finale of the first edition of The Ultimate Fighter and even fought for the undisputed belt against Jose Aldo before retiring. Florian picked Tai to pull off the upset over Sergei on his podcast recently and thinks Tuivasa is a different breed of fighter compared to Sergei's previous competition. Kenny believes Tuivasa's ability to stay present when he's hurt or rocked in a fight is what separates him from Sergei. In the past, we've seen Bam Bam looking extremely hurt, only to knock his opponent out as they come in to finish the job. It's not that Tai's playing possum, he just has the natural ability to keep his wits about him in those moments. Match makers at DraftKings don't put much stake in his hearts, though. Live odds have Pavlovich as the -180 favorite over Tai, who is a +155 underdog. Odds aren't locked down considering we're still a few days out, but we can imagine that's how it's going to look on fight night too, because Tai's coming off a loss. Those who keep faith in Tuivasa and place $1,000 on the Australian will walk away with over $2,500 if Tai can pull it off. A safer use of the $1,000 would be to bet on the Russian favorite and go home with $1,500. Let's talk about the Australian UFC card Tuivasa will miss out on. UFC 284 is bound to be something special. Pound-for-pound king and Australian hero Alexander Volkanovski takes on Dagestani lightweight champion Islam Makhachev in the main event for champ status. It's difficult to put the weight of this matchup into words. Both fighters seem so untouchable in their own divisions, both on double-digit win streaks, both undisputedly two of the best mixed martial artists in the world. This war happening in front of the Volk's home crowd just adds to the excitement, and having another Australian on the main card would have been the icing on the cake. Reporters have asked Tai if he'll regret not taking the chance to fight in front of his home fans, and the heavyweight definitely wants to entertain his countrymen. However, he said he was content with enjoying the event from the crowd this time with his friends, family, and a beer. To take part in the event in February would mean Tuivasa would have to train straight through Christmas and miss out on another holiday season with his family. Additionally, waiting another 3 months for a fight before taking some time off would delay his treatment and recovery even further. Finally, what will the heavyweight division look like after the 4th of December? Whoever wins the fight between Tai and Sergei is probably going to be fighting Curtis Blades, and it's going to be the toughest challenge either of them will have faced. Razor Blades has won 7 out of his last 8 fights, and has put together an impressive 3-fight streak since his KO loss to Derek Lewis. With Tom Aspinall out of action, the winner of this fight could go off to face against Jairzinho Rozenstruik if Blades is secured for a higher profile fight, perhaps against Ciryl Gane. Gane v. Blades is a phenomenal fight, and whoever wins is going to cement themselves at the top for a while. With John Jones having earned the right to challenge either Francis for the belt or Miocic for the glory, and Ngannou's potential exit from the promotion altogether, everyone in the top 5 is aware of the incoming storm at heavyweight. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Tuivasa has it in him to pull off the upset, or is the Russian gonna prove too much for the Australian? Let us know in the comments down below. Consider hitting the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe on your way out for more MMA updates.